Welcome to Nasdaq Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, global markets reporter at Nasdaq. We are pleased to welcome Kemal Moujahid to the show, who joins us from SmartCon. Kemal is the Chief Product Officer for Chainlink Labs, where he oversees the development of the Chainlink products and services that enable developers to build feature-rich applications that are defining the future of Web3. Kemal, it's great to have you with us. Welcome to Trade Talks.
Thank you for having me, Jill. I'm excited to be here in New York for SmartCon, and I'm excited to talk with you.
How big is the total market opportunity in Web3? And is this something startups and enterprises should be focused on?
Yeah, absolutely. I think, every market, every business will be massively impacted by Web3. We're seeing this in finance, we're seeing this in gaming, we're seeing this in insurance, and many more. And the reason is that this is coming from user demand to have services that are provably fair. And what I mean by that is, as a user, you want to be using a trading app that does not stop your trades at the worst moment for you. Or if you're buying an insurance product, you want to make sure that you're buying a product that pays out automatically and not, doesn't send you to sort of ask for your payout in the claims department. If you're playing the lottery, you want to make sure that that it's truly random, right? And it's not something that can be manipulated. And until now, having this proof wasn't possible. So you sort of had to trust every entity you interacted with. But with Web3, you can now have this proof. And it allows you as a provider and as businesses, now you have the ability to prove that the services that you're providing your users, that they're provably fair. And so what we're seeing happening on the market is that the businesses that now have this ability to differentiate, they have this ability to say, well, use my trading platform because it is provably fair, and you're exposed to a service that you would much rather prefer using than one that can stop you trading at the worst moment for you. And so at Chainlink, we're providing those businesses with these services, these tools that enables our users to provide these services that are provably fair.
What's the appeal of Web3 technologies for enterprises, and what about end users?
Right. So really the appeal for enterprises is to be able to differentiate, right? For any of those big technological shifts, what we see is enterprises that are able to benefit from the inherent advantage of the technologies. They're the ones who are able to come on top as winners as these shift, right? So we've seen this in mobile, we've seen this in AI, we're now seeing this in Web3. As an enterprise, if you can take a part of your service that needs to be provably fair. So for example, if you have a game and you want to show that your game is truly random and it's not being manipulated, then you can create a game that's superior in quality to game providers that would not offer this property to their users. And so users will go to the services that are able to differentiate because they're provably fair. Like if you have a choice to buy an insurance, that has this property that it cannot choose not to pay you if the conditions are met, then you would probably buy that insurance. And for end users, obviously, the advantage is that you're buying something, you're interacting with something that has proof that you will be treated fairly.
So ultimately, Kemal, it sounds like Web3 can really transform society. We've had a number of SmartCon guests on the show over the past 2 days talking about climate risk and mitigation and cost efficiencies and cost savings, different ways of providing data to government agencies to track inflation better, all the gaming scenarios that you had just mentioned, how it's building out the next generation of DeFi. So it sounds like this really can be transformational.
It can definitely be transformational. I think, we live in a world where, we would all benefit from having a little more trust, right? And providing the technology that enables everyone to have proof that everyone's doing the right thing is really something that can rebuild trust in the apps you're using, the services you're using, the institutions you're interacting with. And also, as you mentioned, there's some global coordination problems that just require, just trust, like being able to recreate this proof that everyone is coordinating faithfully. And so I think this could really, really have this transformational effect on society for sure.
Over the past decade, we've seen almost every business develop a cloud and social media strategy. Will every business also need a Web3 strategy? And what do you think that could look like?
Absolutely. I think every business will need to have a Web3 strategy, just like you mentioned. Initially, it's like, well, every business needs to have an internet strategy. And now it's pretty clear that every business has an internet strategy. I come from the AI world, and now every business has an AI strategy. I think the most important thing to understand about Web3 is that it's not an all or nothing proposition. As a business, you don't have to start all on Web3. What you can start by is the part of what you're selling that is most important to be provably fair, and then put that on chain and say, look, I'm giving proof to my users that this is provably fair. If it's a game, it could be randomness, right? If it's insurance, it's the payout mechanism. That is, you cannot decide not to pay out the insurance claim. And so if businesses think about what is the part of my proposition that needs to be provably fair, that my users will reward me for this to be provably fair, put that on chain first, and then connect it all together, then this is how they can come up with their Web3 strategy. And where we're excited to help them at Chainlink is that we're providing all the connection, the connective tissue and the services that they need to be able to pull together these modern Web3 apps.
Much of Web3 is still operating in silos on individual blockchains. How could connecting these isolated networks and making them interoperable transform the space?
Absolutely. I think, chains are still operating in silos, and with the multiplication of chains, this becomes an ever greater problem. This means that there's a lot of value that's locked within one chain and cannot be used in another chain, either, from trading one asset to the other, or as collateral, or in governance. So there's immense value to be unlocked by enabling more interoperability between chains. This is why at Chainlink, we're working on CCIP, which is this protocol that will enable messages to be sent between different chains, as well as asset to be transferred from one chain to the other. And we're excited to announce that we're working with Swift on a proof of concept to help them leverage their system to be able to move tokens on chain automatically, which would massively unlock this whole space.
For anyone watching that wants to develop a Web3 strategy in order to future-proof their organization, where's the best place to start?
Well, the best place to start, obviously, is as a chain on Chainlink, right? Reach out to us, and we have a lot of expertise in helping enterprises come up with their Web3 strategy and think about what part of their infrastructure should be on chain and what part can stay off chain. We're also working with exciting startups, and we've launched a Chainlink Build program to help them grow with us. We're working with blockchains with the Chainlink Scale program to help them scale. And really just, come talk to us. We're excited to enable this bright future for everybody.
Okay, Kemal, we appreciate the insight. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.